Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for Teen Wolf. This is about the second to last episode to the season finale, and we find out who the main death of the season is. So there will be plenty of spoilers in this review. But also, if you haven't noticed, I wasn't able to do a Being Human review this week. I'll have it up next, not this episode's review, but I'll continue the Being Human reviews next week. I just didn't have time to watch it. But Teen Wolf I did have the time to watch, and so in this episode we get to see that Lydia gets kidnapped by the other Styles, which is, again, I'm not going to pronounce this right, but the Nick Kitsune. So we get to see that she's stolen, and the Nick Kitsune, the other Styles, the Void Styles, kidnaps her to find out who's going to die next, pretty much. And we do get to see that the group finds her in the end because of another Banshee, which is called, her name is Meredith, which kind of looked like a lamb to me. So throughout the whole episode, I just called her a lamb because I was watching this this episode with Luke. Actually kind of made him watch it. He actually liked the episode too, but other than that, we were just like making fun of her because she looks like a lamb in a way, and I don't know, I didn't love her character. She was a little weird, but also Lydia, in a way, if you didn't know her character, she's a little weird at what she does too. So when, I don't know, she kind of looked like a lamb to me, but that was just another story. But yeah, she's another Banshee. We meet another Banshee, and she does help the gang find Lydia. Now, this was not a good thing, because Lydia knows someone's gonna die. And I guess she's owning into her own Banshee powers in this episode, because it seems like she does know a little bit more than she previously did. She's like, oh, I talked to this girl about you guys not coming, you didn't hear my message, so obviously she knew she could contact other Banshees, which was kind of weird, but I guess as things go on, you learn more about your powers, and she knew someone's gonna die even before she screamed, and I think she knew exactly who was gonna die, which is Allison, because she didn't just scream in the end of the episode, and I just spoiled it for you, but yeah, Allison does die in the end of this episode, and Lydia screams Allison's name, and everyone's really dramatic. Also, Styles is very weak from just being disconnected from his other self within the Kitsune. So that's what happens. We get to see a big fight with the Nick Kitsune and his army, and Allison saves Isaac, and she dies. There's a lot of foreshadowing to that in this episode too, telling her father, hey, you know, if you don't survive, I want to tell you that I love you. So I'm like, oh, maybe Argent will die this episode. But honestly, throughout the whole season, I was kind of guessing that Allison would die this season, or Isaac, because those are two characters I feel like they don't really know what direction they're going in with them. They're kind of filler characters at the moment. Like the twins, they have a lot of, because they would also be somewhat filler characters, but the twins I feel like has a little more growth to really grow, a little room to grow. And Isaac, I guess, does, but he hasn't really been doing much either. But with Allison, I feel like she has been a little bit of a stalemate, that she's not the love interest. She is a hunter, but since she's not supernatural, you can't really grow from that in a supernatural perspective. And I think, as much as I love Allison, I think she has been lacking a little. So I understand why they killed her off story-wise, because every other character, like Styles, has something big coming up. Lydia with her Banshee stuff, you know, obviously Scott, Derek, all those characters I feel like have a lot of stories still to tell, and Allison was a little bit, you know, lacking in story for a good season, I would say. Since the beginning of Season 3, not even this section of Season 3, but previously, I feel like she really hasn't had much story since she broke up with Scott. So I understand the death. I feel it was a little dramatic, the death, but I really liked it. I really liked the connection of the first love, which I even shouted. I was shouting at the screen when I was watching this episode. I was like, Allison, no! Because I love all these characters. Even though I have my favorites like Styles and Lydia, I still love all these characters, so I don't want to see them die. So seeing Allison die, I was really upset, but it was understandable too. I wish she kind of went out in more of a noble way. She got killed by one of the minions instead of the actual Nick Kitsune. I think if she was stabbed by the Nick Kitsune, which I'm pretty sure the Kitsune did not stab her. It was one of the minions. I think it would have been a little bit more noble. She did save Isaac, which is cool. So that's like showing a little bit more about her character. But I think they could have dig a little bit deeper of who her character was before her death. They could have spent a little bit more time with that in this episode. Because there were a couple slow parts in the beginning, but I loved a lot of the things in this episode, like Coach actually helping Scott and Styles with Meredith. Meredith honestly was a cool addition. I mean, not to the cast because I wouldn't want to see her every episode, but really cool addition to the episode because we're seeing there's other banshees. We're exploring Lydia's powers. So overall, a very impactful episode. A lot obviously happened. This major death, I'm glad they did in the second and last episode instead of last episode, because we're going to get a little bit more feedback and aftermath with this next episode coming up, and the final battle with the Void. And now we know at least Styles is not going to die, which I didn't think he was, but there was obviously potential of him dying in this episode. But yeah, I think Allison definitely made the most sense to die. I'm very upset with the death. But she'll be well missed. But again, it's understandable because of where her story was really going. And I thought, you know, the death was pretty good. You know, again, I can't say it's the best death I've seen in Teen Wolf. I wouldn't say that. I think it may not more dramatic, but again, it could have built up a little bit more to her death. But I think the reactions to her death is going to be really good next episode. I think especially with Lydia and especially with Scott. So looking forward to that. And I guess Isaac too, because he was the one who's being saved. Argent. I think it's going to be really fun to see everyone's reactions with this next episode. And I think, again, the format was great that they did with the second to last episode. But yeah, I'm going to give this a 4.5. Really enjoyed this episode, obviously. Please tell me in comments below, did you think Allison was going to die? Did you guess that? Again, my guesses was Allison and Isaac. So I did pretty much guess that Allison could have died. It was a 50-50 chance. But I did guess Allison. And were you happy with her death? Do you think it was kind of time for her to die? And tell me your thoughts on the overall episode. So hope you guys enjoyed. This is Comic Unknown, guys. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter for Comic Unknown and their situations. And don't forget to like my Facebook page. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.